It was almost midnight when the last bus pulled up to the station in Chicago. The air was cold enough to make your breath visible, and most people had already gone home to warm apartments and soft beds. But a young woman in her 20s sat alone on the metal bench, hugging a backpack to her chest like it was the only thing she owned. Her name was Emily. She had come to the city chasing a job that didn't work out, and now she had just enough money left for one bus ticket home. She looked tired, but not just from the long day. She was tired from trying so hard to hold herself together. As she boarded, she realized she hadn't eaten all day. She tried to ignore the hollow ache in her stomach. She told herself she'd be fine. Just a few more hours and she'd be home. The bus driver, an older man with silver hair and kind eyes, glanced at her in the mirror as he pulled away from the curb. He had driven this route for 30 years and could spot someone struggling from a mile away. He didn't say anything at first. He just drove, letting the warm hum of the engine fill the silence. About halfway through the ride, he pulled over by a gas station and turned around. "Hey," he said gently, "I'm grabbing a coffee. Can I get you something to eat?" Emily shook her head quickly. "No, thank you," she whispered, embarrassed. She didn't want pity. She didn't want to feel like a burden. The driver nodded without arguing. A few minutes later, he returned with a cup of coffee for himself and a small paper bag he quietly placed on the seat beside her. She tried to protest, but he just smiled and said, "It's cold tonight. Eat something warm." Inside the bag was a fresh sandwich and a pack of cookies. Simple, but to Emily, it felt like a feast. As she ate, she felt tears slip down her cheeks, not from hunger anymore, but from gratitude. A reminder that even in a huge, often indifferent country, there were still strangers who cared. When the bus finally reached her stop, she stood to leave, clutching her backpack and the empty bag. She looked at the driver and tried to find words big enough to hold her thanks. All she could manage was a choked "thank you." He nodded again and said softly, "Take care of yourself." As the bus pulled away, Emily felt a tiny spark of hope flicker back to life inside her. She realized America isn't just skyscrapers, big dreams, or hard times. Sometimes it's a tired man on a midnight bus who notices when someone needs help and gives it without expecting anything in return. And maybe she thought that was enough to keep going.